Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I've got some new news for you concerning Deontay Wilder. Oleksandr Usyk. Wilder to Usyk, he says, if you know what's good for you, if you're smart, you'll stay at cruiserweight, because I don't think that you can compete with the elite fighters of the heavyweight division. And he also went on to say, he gave his own breakdown according, I'll put the link, the source below. He said that, the way he was pawing at Bellew, he wouldn't be able to do something like that with me, especially with my long arms and my speed. Well, he said his long arms, but he also said Bellew was whooping his ass, and he can't compete. So he better be careful what he wishes for. Now, let me counterpunch this. First off, Bellew was given a good fight, but I seen what Usyk was doing. Usyk was studying him like Floyd does, or used to do rather, with his opponents. He'll take 2 or 3 rounds to feel you out, to see what you do, what you're good at doing, and then he takes that from you. So that's what Usyk was doing. Usyk was, he had a game plan, and then in the 4th round, things started changing in that fight, But Bellew, no discredit to him, because he was doing a good job in that fight, and perhaps he was winning that fight, but you could see things gradually was changing from round by round, you know what I mean? And it was like, the fight was on, and then all of a sudden it was over, but that's boxing, Let me counterpunch it. I think Deontay Wilder, I think that was his low-key way of calling out Usyk. You know what I'm saying? I think he heard the comments that Usyk said about him, because Usyk has went on record, give you guys a backstory, like right after his win on Bellew, they asked him about, the heavyweights, because, of course, he's coming to heavyweight and heavyweight division. And they asked him, what do you think about the fighters? He was like, well, Anthony Joshua, I like him more than the other 2 because he doesn't talk as much. He doesn't have a lot to say, as far as Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, he feels that they run their mouth too much. He feels that they don't conduct themselves in a professional manner, and he doesn't care for it. You know what I mean? And now, mind you, this is coming from Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk is a highly religious man. So for him to say that, that's really coming out of his comfort zone, because if you know anything about Usyk, if you've seen the press conferences, behind the scenes, his Instagram, he's a happy-go-lucky guy. He's a real happy guy. He's goofy. He's comedic. He is a very humorous guy. You know what I'm saying? So for him to even say that, that's just almost like Manny Pacquiao saying something about someone. Manny is probably a little less, because, Manny's had some controversial statements he said over the last few years, but, Usyk is more so. He is, he doesn't really say too much, so coming from him, because you would think like, well, that ain't too bad, but no, it really is coming from Usyk. You know what I mean? And I think Deontay Wilder heard those comments, and I think this is his way of, first of all, calling out Usyk and saying, Usyk, if you know what's smart for you, stay the hell away from the heavyweight division, because I am here. 2, that was his way of getting back, or his response, or his rebuttal to what Usyk said about him. You know what I mean? So, and he didn't really go out and address it, but he did. In fact, I think he did. This was his response to that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I talk too much, but I back it up. Whatever. What are you going to do about it? Man, looking at that fight, all those heavyweights are dangerous for Usyk. You know what I mean? But you'll be surprised, because a lot of people have went up there and a lot of people's failed. You know what I mean? But it can happen. Ask Roy Jones. He was the one that stepped up to the heavyweight division. He didn't necessarily conquer it, but he did fight one of the champions, which was John Quiet Man Ruiz back in the day. And he was as awkward as they come. He was fast. He was quick. You know what I mean? He had skill. And his style was pretty dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a heavyweight, you know? So if Roy can do it, and he's seen it done, Usyk has a good chance of doing it, you know? But this just adds smoke to the fire because it's a warning from Wilder. This is what that is. It's a call out. It's a warning. It's a rebuttal. And shots have been fired. You know what I mean? Because that, like, Usyk, I don't think he would respond because, again, he doesn't like people that talk too much. So, you know, I don't think he'll have anything to say about that. He probably, you know, all right, you know, let's see, you know. And I think he looks at it as a challenge, but it's real good news to the sport of boxing because Usyk, you have a new player to the game. You know what I'm saying? This is like Mikey Garcia going up to to welterweight and taking on Earl Spence. Well, you know, this is another fighter coming up to another weight class and taking on Wilder. You know, Wilder did, in fact, brag on himself. You know, not everyone's Deontay Wilder. Not everyone can do what I do. And you know what I mean? And not everyone has that capability like himself. So he took that time, you know, to give himself props, obviously. But but yeah, I mean, it would be surprising to hear Usyk say something. So, you know what I mean? You guys stay tuned to see if Usyk responds because you know it's going to get back to him. You know, so all this new world of media, how things, you know, travel fast and videos and reporters and comments and stuff like that keeps chiming and keeps flying back and forth. So, but anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Wilder's comments towards Usyk. Of course, please subscribe, hit the like button. You guys been counterpunched. Peace.